Thank you very much, Kelly. Great timing. The players are just emerging from the tunnel down to our right-hand side in the corner of the stadium into what is actually quite a pleasant night in the Potteries. No wind at all, which is unusual here, and not too cold either. Stoke City come out in the red and white striped shirts, white shorts and white socks, trailing behind the referees, led tonight by Michael Oliver. Swansea City wearing their change strip, which kind of fades from sky blue into a darker blue as it goes from shoulders to hip, then dark blue shorts and sky blue or almost sort of turquoisey socks. These are the two lineups then. Stoke City with Lee Grant in goal, Phil Bardsley, Ryan Shawcross, Bruno Martins Indy and Eric Peters across the back. Glenn Whelan and Charlie Adam are the sitting midfielders. Adam's first Premier League start of the season. He's in for Jeff Cameron, who has a knee injury. Xherdan Shaqiri, Joe Allen, Marco Arnautovic in front of them, with Wilfried Bony leading the line. Allen and Bony, both former Swansea City players, of course. Lucas Fabianski in goal for Bob Bradley's team. Kyle Norton, Mike van der Hoorn, Alfie Mawson and Neil Taylor across the back four. Mawson, van der Hoorn and Norton between them have only less than 20 first team appearances for the club. We've got in midfield Ki Sung-young, Leroy Fer holding. We've got Barrow on the right, Routledge on the left and Sigurdsson behind Fernando Llorente up front, who is in for Borja today. So they're the lineups. One change for Stoke, three changes for Swansea. Stoke are 17th at start of play, but they're on a nice little run of form, as Kelly said there, Chris Waddle. If they avoid defeat tonight, it's their best run for 2.5 years.
Well, it is, and it's just happened. I think Shaqiri's got his act together, and Arnautovic on the left-hand side is a very talented player, a bit temperamental, we know, but on his day, and you get these two going, and you've got to say Joe Allen's been excellent since he came to this football club, and they just need to get Bonnie firing up front, and because we know Stoke are always strong at the back and in midfield, very competitive.
So Swansea are hoping that draw against Watford last time out, 0-0, not exactly spectacular, but they're hoping it might do for them what Stoke's home draw with West Bromwich Albion a few weeks ago seems to have done for them. It stopped a run of defeats, just gave them something to take from a game and then build on that.
Well, football is about confidence, and we talked about it just before there, but this is a side who can get up to the final third, and then to me it sort of fizzles out, and you just think, will they score enough goals? They're going to be in a fight all season. Bob Bradley's got his work cut out, there's no doubt about that. As I say, up to the 18-yard box, up to the final third, they're as good a passing team as most in the league, but you need people who can put the ball in the back of the net.
So on that point, Chris Waddle, Wilfried Bony discussed his last Premier League goal was Boxing Day 2015. 23 games for club and country since he last scored a goal, though he has, I should say, played against Swansea twice since he left them, and he's scored both games.
Which always happens, isn't it? I've watched him. He's lacking in belief a bit. He needs to get the ball in the box as much as possible. He's not been renowned for his pace over the top. He's not going to be renowned for his channel run. He's not renowned for his link-up play in particular. He's a box player. And sometimes modern systems don't suit players. Sometimes you're better off with a partner. And I think sometimes he gets isolated.
So, should mention, by the way, a very good round of applause for John Perkins, academy coach here at Stoke City, who passed away this month, and also best wishes to Phil Bardsley's family. He was devastated by the loss of his grandfather in a road traffic accident a week ago. Swansea get the game underway, kicking from right to left in those various shades of blue jerseys, and they have possession inside their own half of the field against a Stoke City team in the red and white stripes, and the ball is played away towards Mike van der Hoorn, inside to Ki Sung-young, who's going to sit between the two Swansea centre halves, the most defensive of Bob Bradley's midfielders, and Ki Sung-young dithers a little bit on the ball. Joe Allen closes him down, and the South Korean decides his best course of action is to go back to Lucas Fabianski, Swansea's Polish goalkeeper. He'd have been pleased with that clean sheet against Watford last time out. And here's Alfie Mawson, brought into the Swansea side by Bob Bradley. This, of course, the Americans' third game in charge of his new club, straight from League 2 in France, where he was managing Le Havre. There's a foul on Shaqiri, and Stoke will have a free kick 5 yards inside the Swansea half of the field, down on this right hand side. Curious thing is that Stoke might start this game in 17th place. Well, they do start this game in 17th place, but if they win it and win big, they could actually go into the top half of the Premier League.
Yeah, it'd be nice for them, but no, that's smart. He'd take 1-0 at the minute, wouldn't he? It's simple as that. Get the points, keep the confidence going. But I'm surprised how Stoke have started at home against a team struggling. Let them have the ball at the back and no pressure.
Short cross forward to Whelan inside the centre circle for Stoke City. Whelan plays it back into the heart of his defence. Bruno Martins Indy is there, turns it away to Eric Peters, back into the Dutchman Bruno Martins Indy, to his central defensive partner. Actually, it was Glenn Whelan dropping into the centre of defence, again splitting those two centre halves. The defensive man drops in between, and both sides at the moment in the early stages of this game on 5 Live appear to be happy just to get a feel for the ball. It's a beautiful playing surface, by the way. Joe Allen receiving a pass from Martins Indy, turns it away to Marko Arnautovic. First real thrust from Stoke towards the Swansea area. Arnautovic midway inside the visitors' half of the field, plays it back to Adam into Bonney, back to goal, touch off to Arnautovic, back to Bonney, back to Adam, left-footed shot, took a deflection off Leroy Fer, and Stoke City have a corner kick after 2.5 minutes.
Well, it's good play by Stoke, moving the ball quickly. At the minute there's no tackles going in at all. It's basically you have the ball, we'll drop off, and when it goes to Swansea, Stoke drop off.
Shaqiri, who has this wonderful wand of a left foot, is going to take this corner kick from the Stoke City right hand side, bending in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Joe Allen's there, Bonney's there, 1-0. Wilfried Bonney scores against his former club again, and it's taken him less than 3 minutes to do so. His first for Stoke City in this loan spell from Manchester City. It's an awful start for struggling Swansea. The corner wasn't cleared. Joe Allen struck it goalwards. It fell to Bonney, and he put it in the roof of the Swansea net. 1-0.
Well, you've got to look at the corner. Shaqiri's corner's not the best. Neil Taylor, what is he thinking? Heads the ball up in the air. It's a terrible header. And Joe Allen's the first one to react. I think it's a shot with his left foot, half volley, pulls it across the goal, and that's where Bonney's at his best. In the box, look, anticipates, 3 yards out, tap in, 1-0.
His first in the Premier League, as I was saying only a few moments ago, since Boxing Day of 2015. And again, the player who served Swansea so well through 33 goals in 67 appearances for the club has come back to haunt them. 1-0 after only 3 minutes. Twice he played against them for Manchester City, twice he scored, and he's done it again now for Stoke. Lee Grant with a long ball downfield for the Stoke goalkeeper, which is carefully headed by Mawson to Ki Sung-young. Deep inside their own half of the field for Swansea. They'll be rocked by that. Bob Bradley is not a manager who sits down very much. He's stalking the edge of his technical area. Mark Hughes will be very satisfied with that start. Very satisfied indeed. On the eve, by the way, of his 53rd birthday, Mark Hughes. Long clearance downfield from the Swansea keeper Fabianski. Stoke pick up possession. Eric Peters on the halfway line, right on the left touchline. Peters trying to play it back to Bruno Martins Indy. He was under pressure, but is still a little bit lax. And it's a Swansea throw-in midway inside Stoke's half. So now how can the side who sit one place off the bottom of the Premier League, Swansea, how can they respond to that early setback? Leroy Fer back in the team today. Turns it back to Mawson, the left-sided centre half. Advances a yard or two inside Stoke territory and then retreats again. Here's Ki Sung-young inside the centre circle. Ki Sung-young on an angled run left to right, diagonally forward, looking for a little bit of support, and finds it in Modou Barrow. Barrow playing it up towards Fernando Llorente, who went to ground rather easily. There was no foul. It's then given away by Charlie Adam, tidied up by Shawcross. That's a decent ball to Shaqiri, halfway line for Stoke, leading by a 1-0 here on 5 Live. Wilfried Bonney's 3rd minute effort. Here's Charlie Adam. Adam feeding it out towards Arnautovic, left-hand side. Running on outside Arnautovic is Peters. Dangerous ball in. Trouble again. This drive from Charlie Adam was blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box with Fabianski sprawling. Arnautovic's ball into the edge of the area, headed away by Mawson, and that will go through to Fabianski. Oh, it should have done. It should have done, but Mike van der Hoorn took it almost out of the goalkeeper's gloves and heads it behind for a corner. Swansea are rocking here.
I've got to say, Steve, there's no leaders already. They're all looking at each other as if to say who's doing what. They can't. Stoke could have been 3 up already. Alright, the play so slow, Swansea. Very easy to play against.
It's a shocking start by Swansea City. They've got another corner to defend here, and they didn't defend the last one very well. In it goes high, short cross, free header, Fabianski saves it. Well, they're lucky it's only one.
Oh, listen, I'm looking for something that all they're doing is play slow football. You've got to have a little bit of tempo, but you can move the ball quicker than what they are. It's like a possession, it's like a fear factor. They don't want to give it away. It's slowed right down. Stoke just get behind the ball, nick it off them, and they up the tempo very quickly. And it could be 3 already.
Ki Sung-young plays it to Leroy Fer inside the centre circle. It almost looks to me as though whoever the guy with the white machine that does the lines, as though he forgot to do the centre circle. Might just be an optical illusion, but the touchlines look quite bright and white, and that centre circle looks a little bit faded to me. Swansea have a throw in far side of the field. Kyle Norton will take it 20 yards inside the Stoke half of the field. They need a settling 5 minutes here, Swansea. It's played up towards Llorente touching it off to Gylfi Sigurdsson, out to Modou Barrow, who had an extremely good game for Swansea against Arsenal in that 3-2 defeat in what was Bob Bradley's first game in charge. Wins the throw, played in towards Llorente to Sigurdsson, who will always be key for Swansea. Sigurdsson scoops it in, and it's in the back of the net from Routledge, who got in front of his marker and heads Sigurdsson's cross past Lee Grant, and out of nothing Swansea have equalised. We haven't played 8 minutes yet. It's Stoke 1, Swansea 1.
Well, I've got to say, Stoke, all the experience they've got, they keep letting Llorente get the ball from the throw, and that's 2 in a row. Nobody screening him, nobody in front. Sigurdsson does ever so well to dig a cross out of that. And Routledge, but you've got to say, would you back Routledge against Bardsley on a centre across to the far post? Not normally. He's brave, he sticks his head in. Bardsley's trying to wrestle him instead of just focusing on the ball. Go and head it. He's wrestling him, and he gets enough on it to beat the keeper. Grant. 1-1.
Wayne Routledge is 5'6", but he beat Bardsley in the air, and it's 1-1. Super start at the Bet 365. But that Swansea goal was just what they needed, because they'd started the game in rotten fashion, and it came completely against the run of play. We were talking pre-kickoff, Chris, about where Swansea goals would come. Obviously, Sigurdsson, whether he scores or assists, is absolutely crucial to them.
Yeah, he's dead ball situations, everything. He's a very talented player. I was surprised Tottenham let him go, I've got to say. But, he's a big player for this side, and they've got to get the ball to him as much as possible, because he can make things happen.
That was Routledge's first goal of the season, by the way. So both Wilfried Bonney and Wayne Routledge have broken their ducks for the season. Stoke have a free kick, 15 yards inside Swansea's half of the field, slightly to the left of centre. Shaqiri and Arnautovic are over it. Shaqiri left-footed, bending it in. Mawson got a head on it. His clearing header was a decent one. It's back in by Whelan. Mawson with another clearing header. Fernando Llorente wasn't very aware. Bonney hits it, took a deflection that made it a little bit looping, a little bit spinny, and a little bit awkward for Fabianski. It's another corner.
Well, Stoke do well to keep the ball in the box. It comes out. Bonney, great strength. Early shot. Taylor spreads himself, comes off his leg away. Nearly dropped in the goal, but goes away. Corner.
Fabianski wasn't too sure where that was going with the deflection that it had. 10th minute of the game, 1-1 at Stoke against Swansea. In comes the Stoke corner kick, half cleared. Eric Peters drives it, and drives it really well from at least, I would say, 35 yards, left-footed obviously, off target.
Oh, definitely worth an effort, wasn't it? He's coming onto the ball with his left foot, and when you see the replay, it's a good 5-6 yards away, but worth an effort, definitely.
So Swansea will count themselves fortunate really to be level, because as Bob Bradley prowls around that technical area, he will know that they started the game, whatever they'd done on the training pitch, none of it worked in the first 5 minutes. They were 1-0 down. It could have been worse, and then Routledge's header from the Sigurdsson cross making it 1-1. Here's Van der Hoorn in towards Ki Sung-young, who's a player I like very much. Ki Sung-young, right-footed, drifting a ball out towards Neil Taylor here. Taylor liked the idea from Ki Sung-young. The execution was a little bit too pacey for him, and the ball just carried pace and goes out of play for a Stoke City throw in, more or less level with the edge of their own penalty area on the right hand side. It'll be taken by Bardsley forward towards Wilfried Bonney, went over the striker to Mawson. His header was slightly mistimed. Bonney gets a touch on it. Shaqiri claims the throw and gets it right in front of Bob Bradley, who's wearing a short black coat tonight. Mark Hughes just wearing a suit, no coat for him. Leslie Mark Hughes, to give him his full name, but I don't suppose many do to his face. Here's Wilfried Bonney losing out to Routledge. Routledge over the top. Shawcross got a head on it. Fernando Llorente is there, tussling with Bruno Martins-Indy. Shawcross winning it for Stoke, and he's got a bit of room to run into. Instead plays it into the feet of Wilfried Bonney. Square now to Charlie Adam. Adam under a bit of pressure from Leroy Fer. Gave the ball away slightly cheaply. Here's Van der Horn for Swansea. Finding Norton. Norton back to his goalkeeper Fabianski. Fabianski to the left side of the area, and Alfie Mawson, signed from Barnsley. Mawson's long right-footed ball forward to Leroy Fer, a bouncing awkward one. Charlie Adam was there. The ball breaks to Joe Allen. Joe Allen, a little bustling run towards the edge of the penalty area, tried to step inside Norton, went over, no foul. Good decision by Michael Oliver, and Ki Sung Young runs it away. He scored 6 goals in his last 9 games for club and country, Joe Allen. Extraordinary. He only scored 7 for Swansea and 7 for Liverpool in all the time he was there. The shot driven from Norton hit his own man, actually, and in the end Modou Barrow can't keep the rebound in play, and Stoke City have a goal kick away to our left hand side to be taken by Lee Grant. Say Alfie Mawson coming from Barnsley. It's good to see championship players coming into the Premier League.
There is talent out there. It's getting the chance to. All right, some of them buy them. You don't see them again. They're playing the reserves, but he's got a good chance. And the game's livened up a little bit. It's got a little bit scrappy position-wise, but this is a little bit of tempo from both sides now.
It's driven forward by Grant towards Joe Allen. Leroy Fer beat him in the air. Taylor, the Swansea left back, forward to Routledge. His header falling to Charlie Adam. Adam on the halfway line with help from Peters. There was a blow to the head of Eric Peters, which came from Modou Barrow. Referee Michael Oliver is happy to let Stoke continue because they've got the ball in the shape of Arnautovic. Plays it infield to Charlie Adam. Adam spinning. That's a lovely right-footed ball out to Shaqiri. Shaqiri now looking to take on Taylor. Well, he has at least got a throw-in out of it. It's a lovely bit of vision from Charlie Adam. And it's a Stoke throw, which Phil Bardsley plays to Joe Allen. Back to the right back. Bardsley, under pressure from Routledge, falls to the ground, appeals to the referee. Slightly fortunate for me to get a free kick, Bardsley, but he has.
That's a good chance here to put the ball in. Good area for Shaqiri. That left foot, we know how good he is at set pieces, deliveries. But as you say, it was a soft free kick.
It's around about 25 yards outside the Swansea penalty area, given that it's at an angle quite near to this right-hand touchline. That's the voice of Chris Waddle. We're working together for the first time tonight, Waddle and I, which means that one of us has ticked off a professional ambition. It's not him. Arnautovic will leave this. It's left-footed in from Shaqiri, and it's overhit. He's capable of so much better. It's a goal kick.
Most definitely. Commentator's curse, I think. I keep saying, lovely left-footed, these deliveries, but overhit that. But the game's just levelled out now. I think both teams have raised the tempo, given the ball away cheaply, both teams at the minute.
Goal kick then, Fabianski will take it. He's conceded 18 times now, Lucas Fabianski, the man who 10 years ago, when he was only 21, went to the World Cup in Germany as Poland's third choice. In those days he was behind Artur Boruc and Thomas Kuszak, remember him? Arnautovic now putting Van der Horn under pressure. Gets it back to Fabianski. Fabianski rather scuffed that clearance. It's gone straight to Joe Allen. Couldn't use Arnautovic because he was offside. Allen intelligently finds space, hits a left-footed shot, which was blocked by Van der Horn, and breaks away towards Norton. And Norton scampering up that right-hand touchline. Great appetite from Joe Allen because it was his shot, but he's chased all the way back to put Norton under pressure. Gets the challenge in. Swansea have a throw.
Surprised Liverpool let him go, because the way Klopp plays, all right, he always played defensive role type for Liverpool, we know that, but it just shows you, doesn't it? They pushed him forward as a sort of a 10 position. His energy levels are fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, given the Euros he had, it surprised me that they sold him for less than they paid for him, Liverpool. But he's been a storming success for Stoke City in this new number 10 role, playing just behind, now Wilfried Bony, who has come to the club on loan from Manchester City. Not missing anything because Llorente here has fouled Bruno Martins Indi, and Fernando Llorente is just going to get a little word in his ear from Michael Oliver, the Swansea number 9, towering over the official.
I don't see that. I don't see there was any. I know. Listen, he's blew up on a free kick, and rightly so. But he didn't know where Bruno Martins Indi was. He basically, as centre forwards do, get the arms up a bit to get a hold of the ball, and he's just basically ran into him. I don't know why he's giving him a lecture. That was an accident.
Big Champions League week here on 5 Live. Of course, tomorrow Celtic go to Germany, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Arsenal are in Sofia against Ludo Goretz. Our commentary match coming from Manchester City against Barcelona, a match that Pep Guardiola has today described as a final for City. Then on Wednesday, we're following Leicester in Denmark against FC Copenhagen, but commentary from Wembley, Spurs versus Bayer Leverkusen. Stoke have taken and wasted possession from that free kick, and suddenly Swansea are right into their faces with Sigurdsson left side of the area. A lovely bending ball in from Sigurdsson. Llorente was just blocked off by Bruno Martins Indi, who held his ground, and the ball in the end curled into the capable gloves of Lee Grant in the Stoke City goal.
You've got to see this. He caught that ball towards the far post, just 3-4 yards inside. Somebody runs across the near post. It's a simple goal. It's a great ball in.
Little flick on, might have come off Mawson's head rather than Bonnie's actually from the Grant clearance, but it's safely back through to Fabianski, who finds Mike van der Hoorn, who they picked up from Ajax in the summer. Swansea, long ball forward towards Llorente. Here's Sigurdsson. Well, he was assuming that Routledge would be on the left touchline, but Routledge had scampered inside, and Sigurdsson's volleyed pass has only gone out of play for a throw-in to Stoke midway inside their own half of the field down on this right-hand side. We've played 18 minutes here at the Bet365 Stadium. Stoke City 1, Swansea City 1. Wilfried Bony with the opening goal in the 3rd minute, and Wayne Routledge with the headed equaliser only 4 minutes later, coming against the run of play. It's a Stoke throw now taken by Bardsley just inside the Swansea half of the field up towards Wilfried Bony, nodded back towards the fullback. Bardsley underneath it, lofts it high towards Bony. The flag goes up on this near side, and it's going to be a free kick to Swansea deep inside their own half of the field, out on this left-hand touchline. A few eyebrows were raised, weren't they, Chris, when Bob Bradley got the Swansea City job? But he's been linked with a few jobs over the years.
Yeah, he has. He's not afraid to travel, is he? He loves the game, and he's got an opportunity. He may do well. We'll wait and see. But the game at the moment, it's gone a little bit flat. Just simply people are giving the ball away. A lot of free kicks, and unfortunately the ball's not going to the talented players which we want to have on the ball.
Van der Hoorn forward for Swansea, cut out by Martins Indi. Here's Eric Peters, and Peters' attempt at a clearance hit Modou Barrow, and he gave Nacho Monreal all kinds of problems the other week. Modou Barrow, he's been a little bit quiet in the first, nearly 20 minutes already here on 5 Live tonight, as we're locked at 1 each. Eric Peters with the Stoke throw up towards the halfway line, helped on by Bony towards Joe Allen. Leroy Fer, who like Sigurdsson will be important to Swansea this season in goal scoring and goal providing. He's already got 4 this season, Leroy Fer. Mawson with a good ball, that's out towards Modou Barrow. Barrow's attempt to find Kyle Norton was blocked by Eric Peters, comes back to Leroy Fer. Centre field here, Swansea City. Ki Sung-young, a little turn and then into Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson being chased almost half-heartedly by Charlie Adam, but it was enough. Sigurdsson went back towards Mawson, out now to Van der Hoorn. Swansea very happy to play it slowly, forward from Van der Hoorn, out towards the right touchline, and Modou Barrow. Stoke fans, you can hear grumbling and groaning. They thought it was their throw, but not so. It's Swansea possession, and they're happy to play it in towards those back 2 again. Van der Hoorn to Mawson to Ki Sung-young, back again to Van der Hoorn under no real pressure, but he plays it square to Mawson. They keep doing that all night. Eventually Mawson looks to move the ball upfield in towards the Stoke half. Fernando Llorente with a poor touch, Bardsley onto it, trying to inject a bit of pace into it. Arnautovic here for Stoke, immediately closed down by 2-3 blue Swansea City shirts. Arnautovic fouled in the end, And he acknowledges that he agrees with Michael Oliver's decision. Unsurprisingly, Marko Arnautovic, who has this blonde shock of hair, the Austrian, very good player, tends to save his best for the big occasion, I think, sometimes, Arnautovic. Just have a look at the teams he scored against for Stoke over the last 18 months. He ups his game for the big occasion a little bit.
Well, they need to get the ball to him a little bit more. And Shaqiri, we're not seeing either of them really in the game. Joe Allen's had a lot of the ball and did okay. Sigurdsson's not really had a lot of the ball, has he? Made the goal, we know that, but apart from that, a couple of little moments. But at the minute, the game's gone very scrappy. Both teams giving the ball away so easy.
Whelan out towards the far side of the field, and Eric Peters trying to loft that over Norton, who hasn't dealt with it at all. Arnautovic cuts inside, lays up Adam hits it and hits the post. Hit across it, Charlie Adam on his left foot, bending it away from Fabianski, hit the left upright, still 1-1.
Well, chance of offside there, not too sure when the ball was delivered early, but Arnautovic does really well, rolls into pattern. We know Charlie Adam over here, he's got a lovely left foot, strikes a lovely ball, doesn't he? Puts a little bit of bend inside the foot on this one, going away from Fabianski, outside the post. Great chance.
Unlucky Charlie Adam. It was well hit, and he's deliberately aiming for that corner, and he very nearly got it as well. Just smacked against the post. Let off for Swansea. 1-1 still. First Bonney for Stoke, then Routledge for Swansea. Arnautovic to Peters forward looking for Bonney. Might have been a touch from the Ivorian, but it's found its way through to Shaqiri, who turns it infield to Bardsley just over the halfway line. Bardsley to Whelan now inside their own half of the field. Here's the experienced Martins Indi out towards Eric Peters and back again to Bruno Martins Indi, the considerably well-built figure, central defender, but fairly mobile. Finding Shawcross to Whelan forward to Bardsley, round the corner from Bardsley, he's caught by Taylor, ball is gone when Taylor arrived. That's a free kick to Stoke right on the near touchline. It just might be a yellow card for Neil Taylor.
Well, I'm not sure how much contact there is yet. There is a foul, but Bardsley goes down, and Neil Taylor's waving his finger to say, look, I haven't touched him. He's flicked the ball and he's just gone down, but he's having a word with him.
No card.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. I mean, we're getting the benefit of a replay here. He flicks the ball and it's the slightest touch. The slightest. There's not a lot.
Well, I think Michael Oliver's judged that pretty well. He did catch his standing foot. The ball had gone. Mark Hughes is coming out to have a little word with Charlie Adam. Mark Hughes is one to wear his heart on his sleeve. Got sent off actually here earlier this season when Stoke put in an abysmal performance against Tottenham, lost 4-0. Charlie Adam with his free kick, long towards the edge of the penalty area, over the top of Shawcross, smashed away by Norton. And really, Chris, at that stage, Stoke started the season so badly that you worried a bit for Mark Hughes at that stage. And Stoke are going to make a change here. Ramadan is going to be on shortly for them. There's got to be an injury.
Yeah, definitely. There's somebody injured.
Just trying to work out who it is who doesn't seem to be moving very comfortably. Here's Shaqiri. Ball bounces over the top of him. Routledge can't keep the ball in play. It's gone. Oh no, he has kept the ball in play, but Shawcross has it for Stoke as Ramadan pulls up his socks. I am reliably told that you should refer to him as Ramadan rather than Sobi, which is his second name, the Egyptian international. Here's Martins Indi over the halfway line for Stoke. Almost gave the ball away, then did give it away in his attempt to find Joe Allen. Barrow forward. Fernando Llorente to Sigurdsson. Back to Leroy Fer. Some danger here as Swansea break. Neil Taylor joins the attack left-hand side. Edge of the Stoke area now. Llorente plays it off. Sigurdsson hits it. And it can't be much more than a couple of feet wide. And it was deflected on its way. It's a corner kick to Swansea.
It's a good move, wasn't it? Taylor puts the ball in. Dangerous ball. Llorente has excellent touch. Throws it in the path. So gets wraps his foot round it. Slight deflection. It's a corner.
We've had one inconclusive replay of that. This one might tell us a little bit more. No, it doesn't. But it is a corner. Michael Oliver might have heard it even rather than seen it. This is a blow to Stoke, Chris. It's Shaqiri coming off.
Well, he's not looked sharp at all, and I don't know what he's done. You know, he got a kick on the ankle very early, and he was limping, and he looked at the dugout, and I don't know if he's been carrying an injury on his ankle. He sort of looked at the dugout as if to say, you know, I'm not happy about it, it's not right, but that's all I can think.
Yeah. On comes Ramadan, who cost Stoke City about £5 million from Al Ahly, the Egyptian. They've got a corner to defend here. 1-1 at the Bet365 Stadium between Stoke and Swansea. Wrong end of the Premier League, the pair of them. In comes the corner from the right-hand side, headed away by Wilfried Bony, and Barrow inexplicably fails to control the ball. I see. He thought it was going to be a Swansea throw. That's why he let it go out of play, and he is then hoisted by his own petard, because it's not. It's a Stoke throw.
I actually think the linesman thinks he touched it. Is he trying to control it? He did try and control it. He didn't. I don't think he deliberately let it go.
Well, the Stoke fans are happier now because they felt one or two decisions weren't going their way, and they enjoyed that. It's a free kick now to Stoke, halfway inside their own half of the field, away on the left-hand side. Bruno Martins Indy, part of the Netherlands World Cup squad in Brazil, will take this free kick just in from the left touchline and play it short to Charlie Adam. It's been a good game because both sides have offered the others opportunities. It's maybe not been technically great, but it's made for good entertainment. Two goals.
It started very slow, didn't it? And then the goals obviously set the game late. And for all the tempo's gone up, I've got to say the passing's gone downhill, and people are giving the ball away so cheaply.
Here's Joe Allen losing possession. Ki Sung-young for Swansea City inside the centre circle, angling away towards the right-hand side. Norton infield to Fur dropping it off to Mike van der Horn. Van der Horn and Mawson very similar looking, about the same height, same kind of build. Strawberry blonde probably if they let the hair grow, but neither has. It's short. It's out to Mawson from Fabianski to Leroy Fur over the halfway line, being chased by Wilfried Bony. Fur turning it back to Mawson. Mawson being directed to give it to Van der Horn, which he does. Joe Allen, the little Potteries Pirlo, chases him. Van der Horn right-footed, long ball downfield towards Barrow. Barrow trying to take it in his stride. The ball cannoned away off his left shin. No one was catching that. It's a goal kick.
Well, it's good play. Swansea's patient, take the odd risk at the back, but that was a great ball, great run. He's got terrific pace, Barrow, but as we've seen on 2 or 3 occasions tonight, he's just got to get a hold of the ball first. He's trying to do it too quickly, and he keeps overrunning it.
It's been said many times, of course, about Stoke that sometimes it can get a little bit samey, can't it? They've finished 9th 3 years running, which is absolutely brilliant when you put it in the scheme of things, but you can understand that Stoke fans want to kick on from there, and of course they started the season so badly it looked like they might go the other way. But here's Routledge. That bad start, just might have made Stoke fans appreciate what they've had for the last 3 years, which is a team that was safe as houses. Ki Sung-young into Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson edge of the box, left-footed, little curler, not enough power to really trouble Lee Grant, who just flopped to his left-hand side and almost fell on the ball. First time, by the way, this season that the Premier League have used the yellow one, the winter ball. Sigurdsson on target, but no great threat.
No great threat, but again, a little bit of tempo by Swansea. They upped it, and when they play quicker, Swansea, they look a good side.
Mawson trying to deliver it to Barrow, being chased by Eric Peters. We've played 29.5 minutes on 5 Live from the Bet365 Stadium in the Premier League, and it's Stoke City 17th at start of play 1, Swansea City 19th at start of play 1. We might have had more goals too. Charlie Adam also hit the post. An enormous tussle between Barrow and Eric Peters, which resulted in not very much, and Swansea City have possession now with Sigurdsson out to Neil Taylor. Taylor is almost on the angle of the Stoke City penalty area, exchanges a pass with Sigurdsson again. Taylor right-footed, plops a not very good ball into the Stoke area, not brilliantly cleared by Eric Peters either. Leroy Fur's shot didn't travel far before Adam blocked it. Now Leroy Fur takes a pass from Van der Horn, knocks it out to Mawson to Taylor, and there are a few Stoke fans a little anxious as Swansea are enjoying a feel of the ball here. Fur into Sigurdsson. Llorente just moved from there, and Martins Indy cut it out. Here's Joe Allen. Arnautovic round the corner to Glenn Whelan. Whelan confronted by Leroy Fur. Ball came off the Swansea man. Stoke throw, right-hand side in front of the technical area, in which both managers now are prowling. Mark Hughes to the right, Bob Bradley to the left as we look down on them.
I don't think Mark Hughes will be disappointed with. He started very brightly, got the goal, and since then they've been sloppy. They've got no pace, no tempo. They're letting Swansea basically do what they want with the ball at times. Swansea are really playing. There's no pressure at all on the board. When you come to Stoke, you always expect that, the crowd get behind the side. They want them to go and press and go and hound them a lot more. They've just dropped off Swansea, and Swansea, as we've said before the game started, very good on the ball.
And they enjoy the ball, all right, Swansea, they always have. It's a long ball forward from Van der Horn towards Fernando Llorente. Routledge to Sigurdsson to Taylor, and they have the ball at their feet again, Swansea, the visitors. They're enjoying a good spell at the moment. And it's curled out towards Kyle Norton on the right-hand side. Norton back in field to Van der Horn. Halfway line here on 5 Live. 1-1 it is. Van der Horn, the Dutchman, no pressure, can advance 5 yards, think about what he wants to do, touch it to Norton. Norton goes for Barrow, and Barrow again is just beaten by the pace of the pass from Norton. A valiant effort to try and reach it, but he ended up sliding studs first into the advertising hoarding behind the goal. And Stoke City have a goal kick. They're off to West Ham at the weekend, are Stoke, to see if they can plunge the Hammers into further gloom at the London Stadium, while Swansea City will entertain Manchester United at the Liberty. The extra couple of days, or 24 or 48 hours that they've had on the rest to prepare for this game would have been welcome, as Lee Grant, right-footed, clears it long downfield. Fur with the header. Shawcross's boot was a little high, but he didn't make contact. And Routledge now is running in behind. Routledge is quick. Shawcross struggling to stick with him. Bardsley there too. Routledge, left side of the area. He's got Bardsley forcing him away from the danger area. He did well, Bardsley. Here's Taylor. Arnautovic back helping out. That's a good challenge. And Stoke have dealt with that threat from Routledge now. Wilfried Bonney looking for a free kick. Invites Leroy Fur to touch him in the back. Leroy Fur did. Wilfried Bonney fell over. Free kick Stoke.
Well, I don't think Mark Hughes will be happy the way they're playing. Yes, it's a free kick. They're all surrounded by Bonney, and he pushes him down eventually. But Swansea seem to have the team who's got a bit of energy about them. Routledge did ever so well there to rob Bardsley, and away he went. But again, there's nobody getting up the field. Both teams really are a little bit cautious, too cautious, I think. Sometimes you've got to commit bodies forward, and Stoke definitely are not.
Here's Charlie Adam in towards Wilfried Bonney. They were looking for offside, Swansea, but he's not. The clearance has come to Charlie Adam, edge of the box, curls it, hits the other post. Charlie Adams hit them both now. Unlucky.
Brilliant, Charlie Adam. We know we talked about how good his left foot is. This team picks it up, composes himself inside the foot again, places it, aims for that top corner. Great effort. Beat the keeper all day. Outside of the post, and away it goes.
Well, hit the bottom of the left-hand post and now the top of the right-hand post, Charlie Adam. Third time lucky? Well, maybe, we'll see. It's still 1-1. It's Fabianski. Swansea now in danger of overplaying it a bit on the edge of the area, and it is given away by Mawson straight to Charlie Adam. Finds Glenn Whelan. Whelan out towards Arnautovic, who's playing on the right-hand side now since Shaqiri went off. Arnautovic into Joe Allen. Allen just couldn't find Bardsley, and the ball has gone behind for a goal kick. If Allen had managed to send it the other way into the run of Arnautovic, he might have been in. But it's a goal kick and safety for Swansea. Enjoyable 34 and a bit minutes played. Stoke City 1, Swansea City 1. Stoke will consider themselves unfortunate. Charlie Adam having hit both of Fabianski's uprights now. And the pole clears right-footed away downfield. One in the air by Charlie Adam. Here's Wilfried Bonney, who opened the scoring very early on in the 3rd minute of the game. Ramadan now, the Egyptian, to Bonney again. Bonney finds Arnautovic, right side of the penalty area, got right underneath that. You see what he's trying to do, but as he curled it off the inside of his right foot, got right underneath it, and the ball flew away high over the top of the goal.
Well, you expect better from him, don't you? Because he is a talent, we know that. He's very unpredictable, we know, but Bonney's playing very well. It's the best I've seen him play for a long time. His movement's good, he's licked the play up, which he's not been frightened to run behind a little bit.
Well, the thing is, of course, at Manchester City, he knew that in terms of the Premier League and Champions League anyway, if he got 10 minutes, he'd be lucky. And here he's going to play 90 minutes, especially if he scores goals, and you can only get better if you're on the pitch. You can't score goals if you're sitting watching from the bench, can you? Here's Bruno Martins Indy, and out towards the far side to Eric Peters. The pass was a little short, and Mody Barrow was entitled to try and win that. There was a collision with Eric Peters. Not the first time that these two have got involved with each other. Martins Indy has gone down. Mody Barrow has gone down with Eric Peters, and the referee Michael Oliver says no foul, Stoke throw, and he's back on his feet, Mody Barrow, with a little under 10 minutes of the first half to go. It's 10 yards inside the Swansea half of the field, away on the Stoke left. Eric Peters with the throw to Wilfried Bonney. Leroy Fer got himself between Bonney and the ball quickly, and now Fernando Llorente chasing Ryan Shawcross. A stumble from the defender, but he got it back to his goalkeeper. All that is totally academic, because the referee Michael Oliver's given Swansea a free kick for an earlier foul on Leroy Fer by Wilfried Bonney, correctly too.
Yeah, he got him on the back of the Achilles. He's got up. He's okay. Well, I just think the way Stoke started, I thought, you can see the confidence in them, having some good results, and but Swansea's come right back into the game, equalised, and to be fair, looked the better side.
It's Peters allowing the ball to go out of play off the head of Fernando Llorente, and it's going to be a goal kick to Stoke City away to the left-hand side. It was interesting after that Spurs defeat I spoke about a little earlier. 4-0 here, they lost to Spurs, very heavy defeat, and the Stoke City chairman Peter Coates was quite damning of the team after that, spoke openly and very bluntly about the performance. They then conceded 4 to Crystal Palace in their next game, and you wouldn't be human if you weren't a bit worried as the Stoke manager at that stage. But they've recovered really well. 2 wins and 2 draws since. If they are unbeaten tonight, it's their best run for 2.5 seasons. Leroy Fer finds Ki Sung-young for Swansea, though. Unlike Stoke, they did change the manager under similar pressure. The ball is won back by Ramadan, deep inside his own half of the field. Ramadan forward to Joe Allen. They could be in here, Stoke, if Allen plays the right pass. Allen confronted now, finds Arnautovic. Beautiful ball around the goalkeeper. He's hit the post as well. Can't believe he didn't put it in the back of the net. He should have done. Joe Allen found him beautifully. He rounded Fabianski and left-footed, hit the right-hand post, full flush front of the post. Still unbelievably 1-1.
Great. Peters does ever so well there. Tommy Ramadan, he picks it up and away he goes. A lovely pass between the midfield players. Then it's Joe Allen. Just basically, what a weighted pass. Great run by Arnautovic, and he goes round the keeper and you think goal. Simple with his ability. Hits the post. What a chance, what a chance.
Well, he really should have scored, Marko Arnautovic. Stoke won, Swansea won, but Stoke have now hit the woodwork 3 times. Joe Allen, right side of the penalty area, as a high ball goes in. It has indeed curled out of play before it came back in towards Marko Arnautovic at the back post. It wasn't a particularly good ball from Eric Peters, and it's going to be a Swansea goal kick, and they now have, is that Neil Taylor who's down there? It's not. They've got a man down inside the penalty area here, Swansea, and they are calling on their physio to go. It's Kyle Norton, isn't it, who's down?
Norton, yeah.
But if you're a Stoke player now, Chris, do you think, may not be our night tonight?
Maybe not, but I mean, to be fair, Charlie Adams' efforts were just great efforts, weren't they? They won, so you're not expecting them really to put them in the net. They were, he made them himself, but Arnautovic there, for me, he should have scored. Simple as. He goes wrong with his ability he's got. Yeah, he's hit the post, you can say he's unlucky, but it's a funny game. Stoke have had 4 or 5 chances, and Swansea's basically controlling the pace of the game with the ball.
Yeah, he certainly should have scored, Arnautovic. Kyle Norton is back on his feet and not back on the pitch. He is walking slowly around the playing surface behind the goal, and Angel Rangel will be on for Kyle Norton here. Straight positional swap, so both sides have had to make a substitution because of injury. Ramadan replacing Shaqiri for Stoke, and now Rangel replacing Norton for Swansea. We've only got 5 minutes of this entertaining first half to go. Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Wilfried Bonney and then Routledge, both goals inside the first 8 minutes of the game, but Stoke have hit the woodwork 3 times since, twice through Charlie Adam, once through Marko Arnautovic. But Swansea are certainly not being overrun in this game, for all that Stoke will feel that they're unfortunate not to be in front, and they will feel they're unfortunate. Van der Horn finds Rangel, the long-serving Spaniard, turns it back towards the Dutchman, and now it goes to Fabianski under no pressure, the Swansea City goalkeeper. In fact, he could take a very long time before playing the pass out to Alfie Mawson here. Mawson now is under a bit of pressure from Arnautovic, hurdles an Austrian challenge and then plays it back to Fabianski. All very well, this possession, but it only takes one error and you're in trouble.
That's why I'm surprised Stoke have not played Preston or 20 yards up the field and made him kick it, because every time they played it forward, Stoke have picked the ball up.
Ki Sung-young midway inside his own half of the field, turns and advances towards the halfway line. Ki Sung-young crosses that halfway line, being chased by Joe Allen. His ball towards Routledge, flicked off the heel of Bardsley, the Stoke right back, and out of play for a throw into Swansea, deep inside Stoke territory, left-hand side. The left-back Neil Taylor's going to take it. 5 big paces would take him to the corner flag. That's how far they are up inside the Stoke half of the field. As he prepares to take this throw in, Taylor. Fernando Llorente wants it in the air. It was aimed towards him, but Shawcross won it. Joe Allen heads clear. Leroy Fer just in from the touchline. A big exaggerated back heel gets it to Mawson. Mawson plays it square to Van der Horn. Swansea in possession on the halfway line, inside the centre circle now with Leroy Fer. They do knock it about at the back and take their time, Swansea City. Here's Van der Horn, again under no pressure. Charlie Adam backing off him, Ramadan too. Van der Horn can bring it forward, right-footed, clip it up towards Llorente. Good ball down, Routledge hits it brilliantly, and Lee Grant turns it away for a corner. Tremendous strike by Routledge. They backed off, and in the end they nearly paid, Stoke.
Great football, but I've got to say there's no pressure on the ball. The centre-halves basically could sit on the ball as much as they want. There's no pressure. Lovely ball forward, Llorente heads it down, one touch, Routledge, great save by Grant.
Really good stop, because Routledge caught that. It was fizzing, it was on target. In goes the Sigurdsson corner, up go the heads. Leroy Fer got there in front of Bruno Martins Indy, and the ball has gone well off target. It's going to be a goal kick to Stoke City, to be taken by Lee Grant, who will feel that he's finally here in this loan spell he's having at Stoke. He's on loan from Derby County, finally getting a decent run of Premier League action. The man who's been around Burnley and Derby and Sheffield Wednesday, 33 years of age now. Not often a player goes on loan from the Championship to the Premier League and plays, but Lee Grant is doing that. Jack Butland injured, of course, at the moment. Shay Given started the season in goal. He's 40 now, Shay Given, sitting on the bench tonight. It's forward towards Fernando Llorente. Kept the ball in play and gets it back from Shawcross, who was careless. Sigurdsson forward. Shawcross has recovered. And he's been a good target man in this first half for Swansea City, hasn't he, the Spaniard, Llorente? A couple of nice little nod downs, including the one there for the Routledge shot. He's held the ball up well, he's linked the play, but he's had the two centre-halves in particular, even Clare, the two midfield players, they've had so much time on the ball, they can pick him out. He's just got little movements, he makes one move, there's time. You can't give all these players that much time on the ball, and Mark Hughes has got to be saying at half time, we want you 20 yards up the field, we need to be in the faces because there's goals there for you, but if you keep dropping off, they'll hurt you. Well, Stoke have been awarded a free kick for a foul by that man Fernando Llorente, who was just bumping into Ryan Shawcross, who's bumped a few himself over the years. It's a free kick which Grant, right-footed, takes for Stoke, long out towards this near side. Is there going to be a late goal in this first half? It's going to have to be a very late one. 5 live from the BBC at the Bet365 tonight. Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Entertaining first half. Neil Taylor to take this throw in for Swansea on the left touchline, in this curious blue change strip up towards Llorente, back again to left back Taylor facing his own goal. He plays it carefully and accurately to Fabianski. Fabianski chipping it up towards the halfway line. Minimum of 3 added minutes at the end of the half. Bruno Martins Indy to Joe Allen. Allen to Adam forward to Whelan. Whelan advancing now for Stoke City, getting it away to Ramadan, left-hand side. Ramadan shrugging off the challenge of Rangel, back into Whelan, and just cut out by Angel Rangel on the edge of his own penalty area, and then cleared by Sigurdsson. A little bit of promise in that Stoke passing move. And here's Charlie Adam again, left-footed, stroking it up towards Arnautovic. Almost found him too, just couldn't control it, Marko Arnautovic. And it's through into the gloves of Fabianski. Playing well, Charlie Adam.
Charlie Adam's played very well. Yep, he's used to the ball's been good. We all know he's got a good left foot, and to a great effort to goal at the post. But I'd still say Mark Hughes will not be happy with the way Stoke's performed, especially at home. You'd expect a higher tempo in Swansea's faces, who are struggling to get results. You're letting them play the ground in confidence.
Yeah, it's a Stoke City throw on the far side of the field. Charlie Adam making his first Premier League start of the season tonight, and revelling in the opportunity. He might have scored twice. It's a throw into Swansea, as it's just poked out of play by a stretching Welsh foot, which belonged to Joe Allen, and it's a throw in which is going to be taken by Angel Rangel, about 20 yards short of the halfway line on the Swansea right-hand side, right down in front of those Stoke fans, a few of whom raise their arms and go, come on. Rangel takes the throw eventually, and now Leroy Fer on the halfway line has it. Sigurdsson now advancing. Those Stoke fans might wish they hadn't said come on, because they're in behind here with Barrow. Oh, good recovery from Eric Peters. Put him under pressure. Didn't actually need to touch the Stoke left back. Barrow put it behind for him, but that was dangerous.
Well, he was offside. I'm just saying the replay. He was just offside. Linesman didn't spot it. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's actually kicked it out of play with his left foot. I think this is what Barrow's got tremendous potential, but it's that final ball decision making which lets him down. And there, I don't know what he was trying to do with his left foot.
No, he just poked it out of play. He was offside, but it wasn't given. It would have counted if he'd done anything with it, the man from Gambia. It's a goal kick to be taken by Grant. Right-footed, smashing it plumb centre away downfield. Good distance on that. Van der Horn trying to get underneath it. Did. Eric Peters now is going to tussle with Barrow. Forward towards Ramadan. Used his body well. He's being fouled here by Rangel. Referee Michael Oliver spotted it. Says play on. And now gives the free kick. Good refereeing. Clearly a foul by Rangel on Ramadan.
Yeah, good refereeing. See, it was an advantage, wasn't it? He was tugging away. He got the wrong side of him. And the referee did everything right there, bringing it back. Now this is a good chance just before half-time.
Could have booked him, actually.
Yeah.
Didn't, but could have done. Well, Shaqiri's off the pitch, so Charlie Adam knows that he is the man for the set piece now. It's Adam who approaches it, left-footed, swinging it in. He was hoping to find Ryan Shawcross. The last touch was Alfie Mawson's, but there will be no corner because the referee Michael Oliver has blown his whistle and brought this entertaining first half to a close. It's been good stuff, Chris.
It's been okay. A few action. I still think the home side have got up the tempo, Stoke City, and there's definitely 3 points here for them. But Swansea, if you allow them to play, which Stoke have too much, just shows what they can do. They're very good on the ball, and so it's up to Stoke to up the tempo.
In the early moments, it looked like Swansea might take a battering, particularly when Wilfried Bonney put Stoke in front in the 3rd minute. Routledge then equalised with a header for Swansea against the run of play only a few moments later, and then the Swansea post took a battering 3 times, twice from Adam, once from Arnautovic. Half-time, it's Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Oh, well played, Kelly and Andy. You have not missed a kick. No changes at half-time. Always great sitting here. Can see exactly who's here watching. Sean Dyche is just about 5 rows down in front of us. Saw Adi Boothroyd just before the start of the game as well. Michael Oliver is counting up all the players just to check that there are only 11 on either side, and he is happy. And he blows his whistle, and Stoke City get the second half of this game underway, kicking from right to left in the second half in the red and white striped shirts against Swansea City in their blue away kit, or it could be their third choice kit, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's 1-1, and I'll run down the 2 lineups for you in formation in just a mo. But Stoke are trying to build the first attack of the second half. Ball is given away by Ramadan. Fer to Rangel forward. That's a misplaced pass which will be helped by Shawcross to Lee Grant. So let's start with Stoke. Grant in goal, Bardsley, Shawcross, Martin Zindi and Eric Peters across the back, Whelan and Adam holding the midfield. Now Ramadan out on the left, Arnautovic on the right, Joe Allen in the middle behind Wilfried Bonney. Charlie Adam has hit the post twice and Arnautovic once. Bonney on the ball here for Stoke. He opened the scoring after only 3 minutes. He's crowded out. Fabianski has the ball. He's in goal for Swansea. Their right back is now Angel Rangel, replacing the injured Kyle Norton during the first half. Mike van der Horn, Alfie Mawson and Neil Taylor complete the back four. Ki Sung-young is sitting in front of that back four. Modou Barrow on the right, Routledge on the left, Sigurdsson and Fur four in front of Key, and then Fernando Llorente up front for Swansea City. It was a decent first half, maybe not technically the best you've ever seen, but exciting. 2 goals. There could and should have been more. Here's Van der Horn for Swansea, giving the ball away to Eric Peters, who's had a tussle or two with Barrow down the touchline in the first half, and they came together again there. The ball goes out of play, and it's a Swansea City throw in on this right hand side to be taken by Rangel to Fur on the halfway line. Rangel had to hurry to meet the Fur pass, swipes it forward towards Bardsley to Whelan. Arnautovic prodding on towards Joe Allen. Wilfried Bonney's little cushioned header to Charlie Adam, 10-15 yards inside the Swansea half of the field. Bonney to Allen. I think Adam would have wanted it rather than Allen, but Bonney gave it to the Welshman. And here now is Ramadan for Stoke, left side of the penalty area. Joe Allen is in support. Allen right-footed, curling ball towards the back post. Up went Arnautovic. Mawson beat him in the air. Fur with the clearance, helped on by Routledge, and the first chance to get Chris Waddle in the second half.
Well, already, Steve, I said about the tempo of Stoke. They have pushed 20 yards higher up the field. They've raised the tempo, asking a few more questions. I know it's early in the second half, and they started brightly in the first, but they dropped right off the pace and allowed Swansea to play, which they grew in confidence. But you can see Mark Hughes must have said, we've got to play higher tempo. Let's get up the field a bit higher and press them.
It's Whelan for Stoke, giving the ball away a little bit carelessly, Rangel, but Sigurdsson couldn't get it under control. Joe Allen was in quickly, feeds Phil Bardsley on the right hand side. Bardsley right-footed, promising, into Arnautovic, inside the area, finds Bonney, waits. It's a chance. He got himself in front of Van der Horn. Wilfried Bonney hit it right-footed on the turn and hit it high and wide.
Lovely football. Arnautovic, lovely turn, pulls it back. And Bonney snatches at it. He got slightly put off by the challenge coming in towards him. Maybe took his eye off the ball slightly, hits it high over the bar. But good start by Stoke.
A little bit more intensity and aggression about Stoke, which is not something that you think is lacking from their game, but maybe was a little bit first half. Charlie Adam forward, aggression in the best sense of the word. It's a scamper from his goal by Fabianski. His clearance hit Ramadan, falls rather kindly for Swansea to Key. Forward it goes towards Sigurdsson. A little flick from Sigurdsson, probably the wrong time, wrong place. Gave the ball away. Short cross. Now Bardsley, 10 yards inside Swansea's half of the field. Stoke want 3 points out of this. And why wouldn't you against a team 19th in the Premier League when you're unbeaten in 4 as Stoke are? Played back to Bruno Martins Indy. And Bruno Martins Indy turns it back to Lee Grant. Someone's got some nice smelling soup, Chris, not you or me.
No, it's not us, no.
It's forward towards Wilfried Bonney. Couldn't quite get in the air. Big beaming grin from Gary Flitcroft with a ring of soup around his mouth. It's forward from Neil Taylor. Llorente touching it off to Routledge. Sigurdsson just outside the box, left-footed, awkward, little bouncing, dipping one, not much pace on it. And into Lee Grant in the Stoke goal. Nice
football, Swansea again, 1-2 touch, good movement. Routledge for me should have shot. He got in the D, he had the space, he had the time, laid it out to Sigurdsson, who had the shot, which he didn't connect well with his left foot. It's a comfortable save for Grant.
Could be pumpkin soup. Use those pumpkins, cook them, don't chuck them. It's Swansea City in possession with Alfie Mawson at the back to Ki Sung-young. Back to Mawson again, left side of his own penalty area to Fabianski. Fabianski out towards Van der Horn. Wilfried Bonney was a presence there, just trying to hurry the centre halves, and the reward is a misplaced pass from Van der Horn. Stoke have possession again. Wilfried Bonney trying to get through the Dutchman, made the block, challenge, Rangel helping him. Ramadan now for Stoke, cutting in field from the left touchline. Sigurdsson coming back to help out, collides off Sigurdsson's right boot. Rangel can't prevent the corner. Stoke in the ascendancy at the moment.
Well, definitely, I would think Mark Hughes really would have laid into the players at off time and said, look, you've got to work harder than this. You've got to press this team and make them look really good. They're lacking confidence, Swansea, so get into them.
1-1 on 5 Live at the Bet365. Stoke 1, Swansea 1. 2 early goals it was in the first half. Adams' corner comes in. Short cross, missed the first shot, gets a second swipe away. Leroy Fur's attempted clearance then hit Alfie Mawson on the back of the head and rebounded into the gloves of Fabianski. That was a rather fortunate bit of defending from Swansea. Haphazard, a little bit of Keystone Cops, but they got away with it. Stoke are coming again. Arnautovic infield to Whelan. Whelan closed down by Sigurdsson, forced to play it back to Bartley. Bartley goes square. Bruno Martins Indy inside the centre circle, advances 5 yards and then stops, not quite sure where to go. Plays it back to Eric Peters. Now he advances, stops and plays it to Charlie Adam left side. Adam left-footed forward, promising little ball. Van der Horn got his head on it for Swansea. Arnautovic, the intended target, couldn't get there. Stoke get a throw-in down on this right-hand side because Rangel's clearance has gone out of play, and Mark Bowen down there picks up the ball and throws it to Eric Peters to take this Stoke throw-in left side up towards Ramadan, again using his body well to get the better of Rangel. Ramadan takes on Van der Horn, who timed his challenge well and had to, and a goal kick is given, which has disappointed Stoke fans, but Michael Oliver was in a great position to tell.
He did, he got that right, didn't he? Ramadan there, good little step over, give Van der Horn credits. Read it well and it did go out to play. But was it a corner? We're seeing the replay now.
Yeah.
And
I think it might have been a corner. But anyway, goal kick was given, 1-1. And Mark Hughes will be interested in that game tomorrow, won't he? Manchester City against Barcelona. Managed one and played for the other. That's on 5 Live tomorrow night. Celtic in Germany against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the same group, and Arsenal in Bulgaria against Ludogorets. Meanwhile, on Wednesday, can Leicester get through? They're at FC Copenhagen. We'll have commentary from Wembley as Spurs take on Bayer Leverkusen. I remember, Chris, I saw a lot of the Arsenal games at Wembley, the old Wembley, when they played played Fiorentina. I remember played Lens at Wembley, and they struggled there, Arsenal. And of course, Monaco beat Spurs there in the first Tottenham home Champions League game at the National Stadium. I just wonder sometimes, I know it's out of necessity and we all understand the reasons, but clubs coming to Wembley rather like being there. Here we are at the Bet365, not quite Wembley, but a very nice stadium nonetheless. It'll be a bigger Bet365 next season as well. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Here's Modou Barrow for Swansea, taking on Eric Peters. Well-timed challenge, goal kick given. Swansea fans who've made the journey don't agree with that.
well, they're not, but I think he got it right. Peters this time matched the pace of Barrow, who's got terrific pace, but again, I'm not sure. We're getting a replay here. No, for me it was a corner.
Yeah. You know where the scoreboard is, far side between the two stands, which is the grass bank that people used to sit on to get a free view in years gone by. They're going to fill that in over the summer with 1,800 seats. Will take capacity just over the 30,000 mark here. They've had planning permission for a long time and ummed and ahed about it. Finally taking the decision to go ahead and expand Stoke City. Here's Whelan, that's a good ball. Ramadan left-hand side, Bonney in the box. Ramadan, can he beat Rangel? He can, he beats him once, beats him twice. It's an own goal! It's an own goal of Alfie Mawson. And it's 2-1 to Stoke City. And though Mawson will be credited with the goal, really, it's all down to Ramadan. Great play by the Egyptian. Stoke City 2, Swansea City 1.
Oh, great play again. Stoke have really come out the blocks quick second half. What a ball by Whelan inside the full back. He tricks one way, goes the other way, and it is an own goal. I don't think it was going in. I think it would have went past the far post. So it is Mawson own goal. Ramadan does ever so well. Comes inside, Angel goes outside of him, and it would have missed. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's an own goal.
Now, the dubious goals committee will have a look at that, but I'm fairly confident, and very confident, that they will say Mawson own goal. But it doesn't detract from an excellent piece of play by the Egyptian. The Stoke City PA announcer gave the goal to him, but we'll give it to Mawson OG. It's Stoke 2, Swansea 1. And given that Stoke have hit the woodwork 3 times in this game, Chris, and given that they've started the second half very much in the ascendancy, you would have to say that they are good value for that lead.
Yeah, they are, and I say Mark uses that word half time. They're all over Swansea now. They're not letting them play the ball out on the back as easy as they were. The midfield have got tighter. They've moved up the field 20 yards. And this is a good test for Bradley's team now. What they got? Can they raise the tempo themselves? Can they take the game to Stoke? Because at the minute they're playing one pace, very easy to play against.
It's a test for Rangel because Ramadan has beaten him every time they've come together. He knows he's got the tricks and the pace to beat Rangel all day long. Mawson with a clearance away downfield for Swansea. Charlie Adam wins it back for Stoke. Joe Allen facing his own goal, plays it that way. Ryan Shawcross is there. Shawcross happy to touch it back to Lee Grant. Now Mark Hughes would love as an early birthday present a third and a 2-goal cushion. Can't believe Mark Hughes is going to be 53. Where have the years gone? Here's Ki Sung Young to Leroy Fer over the halfway line. That was a foul by Ramadan. Just put his right arm on Leroy Fer's shoulder, a little pull. Fer went to ground. Swansea have a free kick. Ki Sung Young will take it 10 yards inside the Stoke City half of the field, finding Fer out to Mawson. Mawson left-footed ball forward straight to Arnautovic. That was poor. It's forward to Wilfried Bonney. They might be in again here. Bonney to Arnautovic, back to Bonney, almost through to Arnautovic. Mawson just, and I do mean just, cut it out.
You can see where Swansea have problems. When teams press them high and start asking questions, they only know how to play one way, Swansea. They're a little bit on the eye, but when teams go high tempo against them in the faces, they don't like it.
And they keep giving Stoke the ball, and that's not going to help. Whelan to Allen, Allen to Bonney. Stoke are now beginning to really enjoy themselves. Joe Allen to Glenn Whelan. Whelan into Ramadan. Stretching, Barrow took it away from him. Van der Horn to Ki Sung Young. Sigurdsson centre circle. Out to Neil Taylor. Taylor has the pace to reach it. Crosses the halfway line. Looks up. Has a ball inside towards Gylfi Sigurdsson. Might have been a case for handball by Charlie Adam, but the referee Michael Oliver says no, play on. Ramadan back to Adam inside the centre circle, and Adam lofts a left-footed ball over the top of Wilfried Bonney. He expected the striker to be spinning and running, and Wilfried Bonney was standing and watching.
It's not his game, is it? I mean, he's worked hard today, Bonney. It's the best I've seen him play for a long time, but he's not that sort of player who's going to spin in behind him.
2-1 Stoke lead here at the Bet365 Stadium, a ground on which they've already lost 2 league games this season, but they are now looking set fair for what would be a very healthy return from 5 Premier League games. It would be 11 points if they win this one from those 5 games, and would carry them a long way up the table, 17th at start of play, but they haven't won it yet. Offside flag up on this near side against Fernando Llorente, the former Juventus and Sevilla striker, and it's a free kick to Stoke City deep inside their own half of the field. And at this stage of the game, Chris Waddle, just shy of the hour mark, Stoke are firmly in control.
Yeah, just simple hard work. Get close to a player and pressurise them, and that's what they've done, and they've got a reward early again, but they've kept it up. Last time they dropped off the pace and Swansea dictated the pace of the game. Now Stoke, front foot, Swansea don't like it.
Can Swansea find a way back into it? Routledge here has won Swansea a throw, and it's going to be about 10-15 yards inside the Stoke City half of the field. One of the Swansea substitutes has been called over. I do believe it's Borja down there putting his shirt on, the Spanish striker. He'll either go 2 up or he'll take Llorente off. My guess it would be the latter, but we'll see. Here's Leroy Fer finding Rangel. Back it goes towards Van der Horn. Van der Horn square to Mawson, the centre halves under a little bit more pressure in the second half than they were the first. Mawson to Rangel. He's given the ball away to Eric Peters. Swansea keep giving the ball away second half. That's what being under a little bit more pressure has done.
Yeah, they don't like it when they've been chased and pressed. They don't like it, Swansea. You can see that.
Here's Routledge, good little turn, change, not so much the pace, but the change of pace got him away from Arnautovic. Ki Sung Young, Joe Allen there makes a challenge, and helped on by Charlie Adam to Ramadan. This tricky and quick Egyptian up towards the halfway line, plays it infield towards Joe Allen. Allen goes to Eric Peters, and Peters, under a bit of pressure from Sigurdsson, goes all the way back to his keeper. Grant with a long ball downfield onto the head of Mawson. And Whelan chasing admirably. Forward from Van der Horn. Fernando Llorente, right-footed, spooning a ball out towards Modou Barrow, who's being held by Eric Peters. Michael Oliver, the ref, let it go. And Charlie Adam has it for Stoke. A long, typical Charlie Adam raking ball in the direction of Wilfried Bonney, headed out by Mawson to Ramadan on this near side. Charlie Adam again, holding off the challenge of Gylfi Sigurdsson, finds Ramadan. And Ramadan will be pleased that Rangel will be pleased that Sigurdsson was doubling up. Adam spins another long left-footed ball away, this time towards Arnautovic, but slightly off the mark. Neil Taylor plays it back into the path of his goalkeeper Fabianski. Borja Baston is ready to come on for Swansea, just need the ball to go out of play. Scored his first goal in English football at Arsenal the other week in that defeat in the 3-2 loss. £15.5 million he cost from Atletico Madrid. They only ever played for Atletico once. Spent almost his whole career out on loan.
Wow. The International comes off. I would take Barrow off when he's got pace. He just can't get in the game.
There you are. Look at that, number 17. Modou Barrow is indeed coming off.
Yeah, he's just struggled to get in the game. Peters has worked him out well, and for all he's got pace, he's not used the ball well at all. So I think that was an obvious choice.
Interesting to see now where Borja plays, but it's a free kick to Stoke first, just over the halfway line, to be taken by Charlie Adam. If they get a third and make it 3-1, you would have to be really stretching your imagination to see Swansea getting back into this game. Fernando Llorente, though, as the free kick was cleared with a little cushioned header to Borja, I can't believe Michael Oliver is not going to book Eric Peters, but I actually don't think he's going to. He's just hauled Borja to the ground.
Well, it is a yellow card, isn't it? There's no complaints there. He's just pushed the ball down the lane. He's caught square, Peters. He's just thought, yeah, I'm taking you out. I'll take the card. So he didn't get one.
He didn't get one, which is surprising. Here's Mawson, the unfortunate scorer of that own goal, which puts Stoke City 2-1 in front. Inside the centre circle, finds Rangel on this near side. Back infield to Mawson, still inside the circle. Mawson left-footed ball forward, decent ball. Llorente with Baston ahead of him, Routledge to the right. Here's Routledge, he's got the better of Peters. Routledge now chipping in too high and too deep. Borja turns away in frustration. It was an opportunity that for Swansea, and Routledge didn't make the most of it.
Routledge did well, didn't he? He just gets the other side of Peters. Lovely little nutmeg in the cross. There's no pace on it. He's not really picked anybody out. Easy for Grant to get. But that was the first time the second half Stoke have not pressed high.
Long ball downfield from Grant. It's played up towards Llorente on the halfway line. His pass is nowhere near Routledge, and Eric Peters will allow that to go out of play. It's going to be a Stoke City throw-in down on this near side, with the home side leading by 2-1. All you can say is that it could have been out of sight already for Swansea, but it's not. And with now Llorente and Borja on the pitch, a little bit more attacking threat maybe for the visitors from South Wales. Forward it goes from Rangel. Shawcross back to Grant. Can Swansea force something? Will Stoke make a mistake? They haven't made many at the back, it has to be said. The flag's up on the far side of the field against Marko Arnautovic. He should have scored his first half chance. Smashed it against the post. It's given away to Bardsley. Bardsley now advancing quickly. Arnautovic to his right-hand side. Bardsley cuts in field. Picks out Wilfried Bonney. Bonney helps it on. Here's Ramadan. Left side of the Swansea City penalty area. Rangel getting help from Routledge. Has to go back to Bruno Martins Indy via Eric Peters. Now Whelan to Shawcross inside his own half of the field. Shawcross changing the angle of attack from left to right. Picks out Bardsley. Bardsley goes back to Shawcross again. And Shawcross is happy to find Martins Indy. Made his debut in that crushing defeat against Tottenham Hotspur. Must have wondered what on earth he'd signed himself up for. Stoke was so bad that day. It's Routledge running into Ramadan on this near side. Ramadan does well and draws a foul from Routledge. I'd only seen a little bit of this Egyptian boy before, Chris, but I've been impressed with him tonight since he came up.
Yeah, he works hard. And, he's got a trick. He can go past people. I saw that.
Flag is up against Arnautovic as the free kick was played long towards the Austrian. Eddie Smart's flag up on the far side. A little bit of Austrian muttering as Arnautovic retreats towards the halfway line. Van der Horn forward towards Fernando Llorente. Clearance from Shawcross brings Swansea a throw in on this right hand side, and many stranger things have happened and Swansea still getting something from this game. Rangel will take this throw in halfway inside the Stoke half of the field, finds Ki Sun-young. Ki on the edge of the penalty area, cleared away by Eric Peters. Started the summer in the South Korean army, Ki Sun-young, doing his national service. Here's Leroy Fer. Fer plays it back to Van der Horn. Van der Horn out to Rangel on this near side. And Rangel's ball forward has found Routledge, who's in behind here. Routledge tried to play it square. It was blocked. It still might come back to Routledge, and it's cleared away by Shawcross. All he had to do was knock it square into Borja, and he would have had a free shot on goal. But Routledge couldn't find him. And now Stoke come forward with Ramadan, cut out quickly by Van der Horn. That was a great chance for Routledge to either go himself or tee up Borja.
Me personally, I would have went myself. I think he was in a great position and hit the target. That's all you can say. But all right, he's tried to pick the pass out, which would have been a nice goal if it had. But where he was, take your chance.
Well, he's already got one this game. He might well have got a second one here.
He was offside as well, slightly, you know. We're getting the benefit of a replay there. Look, shoot. I mean, it's an obvious pass, but it's one of them. If you don't shoot, you try the pass, it doesn't come off, you get wrong, you should have shot. And
if you shoot and miss, then you're getting an earful from the guy in the middle.
Exactly.
Here's Leroy Fer for Swansea City. Fer, right-footed ball up towards Borja. Bruno Martins Indy header falls to Neil Taylor. Swansea are offering a little bit more at this stage of the game. Taylor's shot, left-footed, rising all the time and over the top of the bar. But the signs are there for Swansea. We're halfway through the second half of this game on 5 Live. It's Stoke City 2, Swansea City 1, but the last 3 or 4 minutes better for Swansea.
Yeah, they've come off the pace, Stoke, and as I say, when Stoke come off the pace and let teams play, you can see why they've had funny results this season. You know, I don't know if Mark Hughes has thought about putting a couple of subs on, or definitely one, to try and liven it up again, because at the minute Swansea are just coming back into the game. Stoke have come off the pace, they've stopped pressing.
Alan Curtis in conversation with Bob Bradley at the moment as it's cleared downfield by Grant. It's forward from Van der Horn for Swansea, and suddenly Stoke are not looking so comfortable, and Charlie Adam on the halfway line just turns and whacks it downfield and nobody's there, and Adam turns and waves his arms in frustration, and Swansea play it long again. Martins Indy onto it for Stoke. Whelan nicely done. Whelan plays an angle ball into Bonnie. Now Joe Allen out towards this near side, and Ramadan. Rangel in front of him. Ramadan plays it back in field towards Charlie Adam. Foot on the ball. Finds Peters. Looks at the left back. Sweeps in a ball which is much too high and much too long for Bonnie and Arnautovic, and which curls away out of play on the far side of the field for Neil Taylor. And if Swansea can get something from this game, then Mark Hughes will be waking up tomorrow morning on his 53rd birthday with a very, very unhappy scowl on his face.
They've played well tonight. They've had spells where they've looked great, Stoke, and they raise the tempo, don't they? They're in your face. They've played well, but then they just drop off the pace and they become very ordinary, and you can see how teams have beat them.
Allen finds Arnautovic onto Bonnie, teed up, driven by Charlie Adam, and he turns away. As soon as he hit it, he knew he'd got it wrong. Hit a couple of beauties first half that smacked back off the woodwork. The only woodwork that was going to smack off was the advertising hoarding behind the goal.
Yeah, but you keep telling him to shoot because he has got the ability to put one in. So, you know, all right, he's missed this time, but you don't stop Charlie Adams shooting because he can score goals. We've seen that over the years. Glenn
Whelan, by the way, his last goal, do you know what his last goal was? No reason why you would know, Chris. November 2011. He's played 212 games for club and country since he last scored.
I mean, he is a sitting midfield player, isn't he?
I know he is, but even so.
Yeah, true.
Even so. He has many qualities, Glenn Whelan, but putting the ball in the onion bag is obviously not one of them. Wilfried Bonnie back to Eric Peters, midway inside the Swansea half of the field. Here is Glenn Whelan advancing. Thought, I think, for a split second there about hitting a 50-yard shot, and then remembered his last goal was 5 years ago and decided not to. Martins Indy to Shawcross. Shawcross, right-footed, clip ball up towards Wilfried Bonnie. Bonnie cushioned header. Charlie Adam has it for Stoke. Adam, left-footed. Oh, nice idea. Ramadan couldn't quite get onto the end of it, but rightly turns and applauds the attempt from Charlie Adam. And Swansea aren't out of this, even though time is against them now with 20 minutes to go. But it's only 2-1. Ki Sung-young finds Van der Horn down on this near side for Swansea. If they can just nick something here, it'd be such a boost for them going into Sunday's game against Manchester United. They'll have the advantage that Manchester United would have played Thursday night in Istanbul against Fenerbahce. Won't arrive back into Manchester until the very early hours of Friday morning. Long clearance downfield from Grant, cut out by Mawson. Here's Fer. Ki Sung-young is down at the moment for Swansea, so Leroy Fer puts the ball out of play so that the tall midfielder can get some treatment, and Michael Oliver is just giving his diagnostic on the injury and turns and says, just hold on a sec, I'm not sure we need the physio here. It was a Glenn Whelan tackle, which he won the ball, to be fair. The follow through took out Key, and he's okay. 2-1, Stoke lead, 5 live from the BBC, 19 minutes to play. Swansea, come what may tonight, we're always going to be in the bottom 3, even if they won, but they are a little bit in danger of getting cut adrift. Not as badly as Sunderland, obviously. I mean, Sunderland 2 points from 10 games, we're a quarter of the way through the season now. But Swansea aren't that much better off. Here's Whelan turning it back towards Shawcross. Slightly heavy touch from Shawcross, but he got away with it. Here's Bardsley right-footed ball forward. He's found Arnautovic. Arnautovic comes inside Mawson. Clever little ball. Joe Allen's in. Oh, good save by Fabianski, and Bonnie's there to make it 3. Unlucky Fabianski. Really good save from Joe Allen, but the ball rebounded back to the Welshman, who did so well just to turn it square onto the head of Wilfried Bony, and that was unmissable. Stoke 3, Swansea 1.
People have got to try and see this pass from Arnautovic. What a ball that is, by the way. He releases Joe Allen. Joe Allen, as he normally does, runs off the ball, brilliant. He did ever so well. A great save, Fabianski. Comes back to Joe Allen, reacts first again. Arnautovic's pass is class. Real class, vision, timing of it. Joe Allen never gives up on it, and Bonnie, again, in the box, scores goals. Well,
it was becoming a little bit of a run for Wilfried Bony, quite a lot of a run. 23 goals for club and country 23 games for club and country without a goal, Wilfried Bony, but 2 against his former club to really hurt the hand that used to feed him. And at 3-1 now, with 17 minutes to go, you really cannot imagine how Swansea are going to get anything from this game now.
No, I think it's just the pace with the tempo of Swansea. They're a little bit lightweight as well, I think, when teams hustle them, they don't like it. And first half, really, they should have done a lot better, because Stoke dropped off them. They had a lot of ball and they wasted it. But second half, Stoke have been a different team. They've really worked hard off the ball, closing Swansea down, and they've got the rewards. Swansea don't like it when you close them down.
Could be more in this for Stoke. It goes long from Martins Indy, headed away as far as Glenn Whelan. Whelan to Arnautovic. Arnautovic's dummy, Bardsley onto it, back into Arnautovic, 3 in the middle. Oh, and Joe Allen couldn't quite get there. Rangel puts it behind for the corner. He's after another goal, Joe Allen. Nearly got one.
Great play, Arnautovic again. What a ball. That's got to be a goal. I'm sorry. What a ball that is. And it should be an easy tap in, but it's a corner, and you've got to question Swansea here. There's a few of them down tools a little bit. I know they're lacking in confidence, but Stoke could get quite a few more goals if they want them.
They've got a corner. Charlie Adam left-footed. Oh! Bonnie on a hat-trick. Oh! Right across the face of goal and hooked away at the back post. I think it was Gylfi. It was Rangel on the back post who cleared it. I don't think it was going in any way off Bonnie, but it wasn't going far away. Rangel was perilously close, actually, putting it in his own net.
Terrible marking, though. He's got a free head.
Another corner comes in. Adam again headed out by Mawson. Arnautovic, who suddenly is running the show, plays it back to Whelan. Whelan to Arnautovic, really enjoying himself now. Scoops in across, headed away by Neil Taylor. Swansea on the rack. Arnautovic wins it from Key. And the referee Michael Oliver's given Swansea a free kick for that. And the yellow card for Arnautovic. It looked well timed to me. And you can hear what the Stoke fans think.
Well, they get the benefit of the replay here, and it's a great tackle.
Oh, it's a brilliant tackle.
Great tackle. You know, after the game, when they should look at it and say, you know what, we're not going to take that yellow card anymore, we've took it away.
And worse, Chris, it's his 5th of the season. He will not now be available for the game at West Ham at the weekend. And that is most unfair. 1 match ban for Arnautovic. It was a great tackle. Not a great piece of refereeing. Van der Horn forward for Swansea. Shaw crosses, header goes out of play. Swansea have a throw in on this right hand side. 14 minutes to play, which could be painful for them. They don't want to go into a game against Manchester United, even a bit of an off-colour Manchester United, off the back of a real thumping here, but they could get one. 3-1 down at the moment. Here's Mawson. Mawson right-footed out to Routledge. Routledge controlling it neatly on his right instep. Brings it down now, edges forward towards Eric Peters, dinks a right-footed ball in. Borja attacked it, headed away to Joe Allen, edge of the area though. Allen to Ramadan, tried a little sweep behind his back leg, blocked by Rangel, and Swansea have it again. Sigurdsson, Fur to Rangel, Rangel to Routledge, couldn't tame it, deflects off Routledge, out of play, throw in Stoke. We're seeing it again on our monitor. It's an absolutely perfectly timed tackle by Marko Arnautovic, and Michael Oliver is standing 3 yards away from it with an unimpeded view, and yet he gave him what was the first yellow card of the game. And how Eric Peters got away with not getting one earlier is beyond me. Here's Ki Sung-young. Routledge for Swansea, blocked by Eric Peters. In it goes towards the edge of the penalty area. Borja to Rangel. Here's Fur for Swansea, looking to get back in the game, but Fur's lost the ball, and Stoke can break here. They've got 4 in this attack. Arnautovic has it. He's running at Mawson, taking on Mawson. He didn't need to go alone there. He had Barsley to his right-hand side, and he rather fluffed his lines there, Arnautovic, it has to be said.
Well, you know what you're going to get with him there sometimes. He's totally off the cuff. He's exciting, but...
now Joe Allen's lost it, Chris. Losing out to Borja. Borja to Llorente. Llorente back into Borja. Shooting chance here. It's deflected. And it bounces off the top of the crossbar. Borja hit it. Bruno Martins Indy half blocked it. It span up, hit the top of the bar. Corner kick.
And Joe Allen losing possession. That's a good move by Swansea. Slight deflection here, and it hits the crossbar and goes over. But fair play to Swansea. There's a substitution, but fair play to Swansea. Having a go.
That all the way to our right-hand side is going to need some patching up, isn't it? Both post and the bar have been struck now. Wilfried Bonney gets a huge ovation from the Stoke City fans, and I'm pleased to say that some of the Swansea City fans are also applauding him, the man that they used to cheer down at the Liberty makes way, and Jonathan Walters comes on. The almost evergreen Jonathan Walters. He had an absolutely brilliant 2016 really for club and country. In goes the Sigurdsson corner. And the header from Llorente goes straight into the gloves of Grant. That could very easily have gone in the back of the net.
Well, Jonathan Walters has just come on and he just gets out jumped at that near post by Llorente. He doesn't get any pace on it. Straight at Grant.
It's 3-1 to Stoke with 10 minutes to go. If that had gone in, it just might have injected an air of uncertainty about proceedings. Walters with a glancing header which doesn't find Ramadan. Here's Rangel for Swansea, midway inside his own half of the field. Lots for Bob Bradley to work on, let's just say that. Peters, he's given the ball away. That was really poor from Eric Peters. Leroy Fur has it for Swansea, just over the halfway line. 5 forward here for Swansea. Stoke have shuffled red and white shirts back quickly. Routledge is forced to go back to Rangel, the right back on the halfway line. He goes to Mawson. Everyone for Stoke now behind the ball. If there was a counter-attack opportunity, Swansea didn't take it. Taylor into Sigurdsson, and Stoke can clear here. Whelan forward looking for Walters. Mawson is ahead of Jonathan Walters, puts the ball out of play. it's a throw into Stoke.
I think it made sense taking Bonnie off. Bonnie's feeling the pace a bit. I know you think I want my hat-trick, but for the team, Walters will know will run in behind and he'll close down the two centre-halves, which they need to do, Stoke, at the minute. They need to keep the tempo high, because if you give Swansea time, as we've seen in this game, especially first half, they are good on the ball when they get a lot of time.
He's a very popular figure here, Jonathan Walters, and rightly so as well. It's a throw into Stoke on the far side of the field. Up it goes towards Stoke's number 19, Walters. Lots of grey hair now for the boy from Birkenhead. It's a throw in which will be taken from Bart. I wonder if he has got tattoos, Jonathan Walters. I bet he has. People who remember the old Smiths lyric, the tattooed boy from Birkenhead. He may well fit the bill. Here's Joe Allen, right side of the penalty area for Stoke City. Ki Sung-young gets a foot in. Allen turns and pirouettes and plays it back to Whelan. Whelan has lost the ball though. Fernando Llorente for Swansea here, right-footed. That's a good ball, well cut out by Eric Peters, only as far as Routledge. Routledge scampers busily over the halfway line, turns it away towards the far side of the field. Sigurdsson just stumbled as he tried to control that. Short cross is there for Stoke and clears right-footed away from the tight angle. Neil Taylor's onto it quickly for Swansea, still offering a threat here, Swansea. Taylor's left-footed ball in, awkward for Peters, let it run across his body. Routledge has put him under pressure. Peters desperate for the goal to go out of play. It won't, and the referee says penalty. He's fouled Routledge, and it's a penalty kick to Swansea. Hold on, Michael Oliver's off to talk to his assistant on this near side here. He clearly pointed to the penalty spot. I have to say, it looked like one to me.
He's given it outside.
He's given it outside. He says he's changed his mind. He's changed his mind and says it is a foot outside the penalty area. Well, Eric Peters was desperate here for the ball to go out of play. It's on the line, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, listen, he could go either way here. When he first gets the contact now, that's the foul there, that's outside. But he actually brings him down when they cross the line.
Well, they've got away with one there. You cannot really say that it was so obviously incorrect that you would overturn your original decision. Yes, maybe the first contact was just outside the penalty area, but the snapping at the heels went on and on inside the area. He gave it and then changed his mind, Michael Oliver. And Swansea, instead of a penalty, have a free kick just outside the box. Peters got booked. In goes that free kick, almost went in. Short cross was an important touch to take it away from Leroy Fer. And Stoke City's 3-1 lead is intact. Van der Horn can't keep the ball in play, and they've got away with one there, Stoke.
That'll be a talking point. I'm sure Bob Bradley will be bringing that up after. But decent ball in. But Swansea have come back in the game again. Stoke, this is where Stoke, I think, have had a problem this season. I just don't think they've played at a tempo which you expect from Stoke and Mark Hughes' side. I think they've come off the pace too easy, and I think teams have played round them. And obviously the higher the teams in the league, the better quality there is.
It's a late rally from Swansea. Had they converted that penalty, it might have made all the difference. But Michael Oliver, having given it, then decided, obviously got a word from Mick McDonough, his assistant down on this near side. Mick McDonough had indicated a foul, but he then said to Michael Oliver, I don't think it was in the box. The referee changed his mind. The replays would suggest that Swansea were unfortunate. Here's Neil Taylor. Taylor over the halfway line, left-hand side, playing it up towards Borja. That's nicely done, really nicely done. Sigurdsson in the box now, looking to turn Bardsley. Sigurdsson falls over. It wasn't a dive, it was just a fall, and in comes the shot from the left-hand side, which is very comfortably dealt with into the midriff of Lee Grant as Borja was trying his luck from the angle of the penalty area.
Well, Stoke are hanging on at the minute, haven't they? They've got that cushion, we know, but since that third goal, they've come right off the pace as we saw in the first half. And Swansea again, grown in confidence.
26,602 here. It's the lowest league crowd of the season here so far this season. Not perhaps surprisingly, Monday night and all that, the difficulties of coming after work, particularly coming from South Wales, and well done to those who have.
Yeah.
I would suggest probably, I don't know, 300 or 400 of them maybe tucked into that corner of the stand behind the goal being defended by Lee Grant. Their team 3-1 down with not long to go. It's a Stoke throw deep inside Swansea territory, played up towards Walters. Neil Taylor got a foot on it, but now it drops to Jonathan Walters. Walters stabs it into the area, looking for Joe Allen. Van der Horn with a rather tired-looking swipe at it, just lofts the ball out of play for a throw into Stoke on the far side of the field. That wasn't very Ajax, was it, from Van der Horn? Peter Crouch is coming on, and he will get a big ovation from...
Arnautovic, will it be? Walters will go wide.
Crouch on and Arnautovic off. I think you've picked every substitute tonight, Chris. Well done. Great ovation for Arnautovic, who at times tonight has been close to his best, and when he's at his best, he's very, very good indeed.
Yes, it's nice to watch, and that pass for Bonnie's second goal, you've got to try and watch that. What a pass that is. Perfect weight, not easy to do, and he has another substitution.
Swansea are also making a change. Ki Sung-young is going off, and Jack Cork is coming on with 4 minutes to go. Bob Bradley bringing on Jack Cork. I'm not sure what he's supposed to do about a 3-1 deficit with 4 minutes to go.
I never get it, me, when people put subs on like that time.
I don't suppose he said go and win us the game, Jack, did he? But Peter Crouch is on as well. Scored a hat-trick earlier this season. Did Peter Crouch in their 4-0 League Cup, or EFL Cup I should call it, success at Stevenage in the second round. It's always good to see Peter Crouch. Very, very good footballer with a terrific sense of humour, actually, a self-deprecating sense of humour. It's Grant for Stoke coming out to the edge of the penalty area, clutching it just ahead of Fernando Llorente. Many examples of Peter Crouch's sense of humour over the years, none better than the one, what would you be if you weren't a footballer? Answer, a virgin, which was a great line. Is Shawcross for Stoke, heading up towards the halfway line. Crouch is there, nodding down towards Whelan. Whelan, right-footed ball over the top. Jonathan Walters is in behind here. Mawson trying to recover. Allen and Ramadan in the middle. Joe Allen! And Van der Horn just about took it away. Allen's first touch wasn't quite there. His Routledge for Swansea. I've really enjoyed this game, Chris. It's been good.
No, it's been a good game. I was just looking at Swansea and you just think, what are they missing? You know what they're missing? Ashley Williams.
Yeah.
A leader, a presence, somebody who gets among the players, shouting, barking, organising. They haven't got that. The two centre-halves are very inexperienced, aren't they, at this level, and it showed at times tonight. Yeah,
very much so, and learning about the Premier League, this is only Van der Horn's fourth game for the club, Mawson's second. I was spouting a lot of nonsense at the start of the game. You may have heard me saying that the back three only had some small number of appearances between them, counting Norton in that, but of course Norton actually is close to 50 games now for Swansea, but the middle two have been a little bit caught out at times tonight. Here's Crouch to Walters, right-hand side for Stoke. Walters right-footed ball forward to Crouch. Joe Allen is now playing almost as a centre-forward. Crouch on the far side of the field, and forward it goes from Bardsley, who had to hurry to get there ahead of Fernando Llorente. It goes through to Fabianski in the Swansea goal, away to our left-hand side. So on the evidence of what you've seen tonight, Chris, I mean, these two sides at the wrong end of the table, are we saying that Stoke should be all right and Swansea might not be?
I'm not sure on Stoke. I think Stoke will be all right. I think they'll definitely be in the league. I don't know they'll finish 9th or higher than they have over the past few years. I'm not sure they'll be that high this season. When they play high tempo, decent tempo, they're a hard team to play against, but when they come off it, you can get at them quite easily, and Swansea at times have showed that, but Swansea are just very naive, and I don't think Swansea's in for a long haul season. I don't.
Neil Taylor's put the ball out of play. It's going to be a Stoke City throw in far side of the field. Just a question really of whether Stoke can get themselves another goal in these closing moments. Wilfried Bonney is the sponsors man of the match. A couple of goals against his former club. I suppose that you can't really argue with that. Been a few contenders. Charlie Adam has had a terrific game.
Joe Allen for me.
Yeah. It's a tussle in the corner flag at the moment between Sigurdsson and Crouch, and the ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw into Swansea deep inside of their own half of the field. No way back for them, and they know it. And the figure 4 goes up on the fourth official's board. Paul Tierney is that man. So a minimum of 4 added minutes. Stoke will be hoping that gives them time to put a 4 on the scoreboard as well. They're 3-1 up at the moment. Here's Jack Cork. Cork, halfway line, turning away from Ramadan. He's certainly done his push for a starting place in this Stoke City side no harm tonight. But Shaqiri's going to be hard to budge from the team, and Arnautovic too, of course, if fit. Here's Van der Horn for Swansea, finding Jack Cork. Cork inside the centre circle, right-footed, drifting the ball up towards Llorente. An easy one to defend, really, and Peters did. Peters then left-footed, clears it away downfield, only as far as Mawson. Mawson to Cork. Cork to Van der Horn. Sigurdsson might get it here. No, it goes back to Mawson. Swansea might end the game with the ball at their feet, but not much else. Here's Leroy Fer out towards Rangel. Routledge, now he's got Rangel in behind. They've got 4 in the middle here. Could be a consolation. Played square. Martins Indy stuck out his left foot and deflected it high and away from goal. They got him behind again, though.
As I said before the game even started, they're a good side, good football. So give them time and spacing. Final third, who's going to put the ball in it?
Sigurdsson here, left angle of the penalty area, right-footed into the box. Fernando Llorente trying to turn and lever away from Phil Bardsley, and the decision is that the ball came off Bardsley, and it's going to be a Swansea City corner kick away on the left-hand side of the field, which Gylfi Sigurdsson will take. Right arm raised is the signal from the man from Iceland. In it goes. Leroy Fer got a head on it, and that's gone straight out of play. It's going to be a goal kick to Stoke City, and we've played now the first 2 of those 4 added minutes. Onwards and upwards for Stoke. They're moving up towards mid-table and can go down to London to play West Ham at the weekend with some confidence, but not with Marko Arnautovic.
No, but if they can play the tempo they've played probably an hour of this game, if they can keep that up somehow, they'll do all right, no doubt about that. But when they come off the pace, you've seen tonight, Swansea have got by them, cut through very, very easy, and West Ham have got some very talented players, so that's the key for Stoke. Can they play the tempo?
Sigurdsson forward. It's Jack Cork trying to find Borja. Borja's header asking a lot of Neil Taylor, and the belief and conviction has ebbed and flowed away from Swansea legs now, understandably so. They've done well at times in this game. At times they've looked like they might get overrun by Stoke, but they've always then managed to play their way back into the game, but not really back into contention on the scoreboard. Not once Stoke got their noses in front with the unfortunate Mawson own goal early in the second half. In truth, Stoke might have won by more. 3 times they've hit the woodwork in the first half, and it's their throw 25 yards or so inside the Swansea halfway on the right hand side. Do not miss the Champions League action on 5 Live tomorrow night. Manchester City at home to Barcelona. That's our commentary game. You won't miss any of that, the pick of the bunch, but it's very important that Celtic gets something from Mönchengladbach in the other game in that group, and Arsenal are in Bulgaria playing against Ludogorets. And then on Wednesday, can Leicester City get out of their group? Well, they go to the Danish capital to play FC Copenhagen, and we'll be at Wembley when Tottenham play Bayer Leverkusen, who gave them a really good game in Germany when they met last time. This is the dying embers of this game, and Michael Oliver brings it to a close appropriately with Stoke attacking away to our left-hand side, and Mark Hughes can turn and exchange a handshake with Bob Bradley and set off maybe for an early glass of something to celebrate his 53rd birthday tomorrow. It's a good win for Stoke. Wilfried Bonney's done it again against his former club. That's 3 times now he's played against Swansea since he left them, and he scored 4 goals. His first 2 for Stoke City this evening, squeezed in between the unfortunate Mawson own goal, which put Stoke back in front after Routledge had headed Swansea level early on in the game. but Chris Waddle, no doubt about it, the right team won.
Yeah, I think Stoke are better than Swansea at the moment, and when Stoke play a tempo about them and that go and squeeze and pressing the play, Swansea didn't enjoy that, and Stoke got the rewards. But when Stoke come off the pace, that is a concern for Mark Hughes. I think they're letting Swansea play at times. Swansea, I think, are in for a long season. I think they're a nice football team, lovely on the eye, miss the lead at the back, and going forward, I just fear that I don't know if they'll score enough goals. So they're going to have a long old season, but I think Stoke's got enough, if they can keep body fit, to score some goals, which will play the table.
So Stoke, by my reckoning, move up to 12th place, onto 12 points, just behind Leicester, and Swansea are still just above Sunderland, but with no one else below them in 19th place. It's finished at the Bet 365. Stoke City 3, Swansea City 1.